Oh, hello, fellow survivors. Please, come and sit with me. If you're willing to stay calm and quiet for a little bit and empty your mind of all the chaos, I might just be able to indulge you with a special tale. The story of someone just like us, who one day woke up in a different world. A young girl who lost everything and everyone, and who was left alone with nothing but a dream to keep her going. This is the true story of Dye Kingsman and of how she died. Our story begins in a small town of Ekron, in the western outskirts of the exclusion zone. More than that, our story begins on the outskirts of the town itself. Dye Kingsman, having lived all her life stuck in Ekron's trailer park, often spent her early mornings, since she was but a young troublemaker, exploring the forest north of Ekron. Her favorite spot was an abandoned steel factory, about an hour's walk away from our home through the winding dirt paths. Easy to understand the appeal of the place, at least for her. You see, old industrial buildings always fascinated Dye, with their rusting towers of metals, the old forgotten graffitis, and nature's overwhelming rethinking of the old brick walls and asphalt courts. There she felt at peace. It was her own little playground, her haven of decay. Thus, on the fateful morning of the 9th of July 1993, the morning we all know too well, this is where she was headed at 10 in the morning. But contrary to each and every other day, that time she was not alone.
Are you okay? Do you need help? Hey, back off! What's wrong with you? Leave me alone!
Not understanding what was wrong with these nightmarish people, Dye ran away from the conflict. Why were they not responding, only grunting and lunging towards her? It was an unbelievable sight, and thus she tried to calm herself down, wanting to investigate further, and to see if what she saw and experienced was real. But now, the thought of seeking for help crossed her mind. She looked at the nearby road to see if there was someone to call for help. But the only thing she saw, far away in the distance, between some trees, was a strange figure lying down on the pavement of the factory's parking lot. Was it a victim of these monstrous individuals? Well, she just had to know. Falling herself a victim to the insatiable curiosity that often put her in strange and risky situations, Dye started making her way back. She had to get help for sure, but she also had to know beforehand how many of them there were to better inform the emergency services. Now close to the main building, she could hear their weird groans not too far inside the underlit walls. Preferring to avoid another struggle, she decided the best course of action would be to look from above, safe on the catwalks of the factory. Alas, even from up there, she could only perceive quick shadows moving in the dark corners of the decrepit mill, and hear their disgruntled voices relentlessly calling into the void. Why the hell did she come back? She thought. Outside the factory, no one to be seen. She realized there was no way she could count them without risking ending up like the parking lot figure. So she decided she had enough already. The anxiety was rising dangerously, and she didn't have a single cigarette to calm her nerves. And then, before her, one of the bloody strangers had made its way up onto the catwalks.
What do I do? 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 Oh, fuck! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck this!
That was too much of a close call, even for her. Almost cornered into oblivion, she ran away as fast as she could. This was not a me problem anymore. Stop it with the useless risks already. Dye couldn't believe what had just happened to her, and now the only thing in her mind was to be back to safety, call the police, and go hug her childhood lover, Sienna, who was recently back in town from college. If only it was going to be that simple. Back on the dirt path, she encountered yet another. It seemed they were making their way out of the factory. She had to alert authorities quickly before they started the murder spree in town. So she went on with everything her short breath could give her. Finally, back home. But something was wrong. She noticed one of her bedroom windows was broken. Did they find where she lived? Then, she heard the grunts. 3 of them were waiting on the front lawn. Fast, she stepped back behind her trailer and proceeded to make her way inside through the bathroom window. If she was quick enough, she could maybe get a weapon to defend herself if ever they tried something before she was able to call the police. Already, one of them had heard her and was banging into the front door. She went to the kitchen, grabbed a bread knife, then rushed ahead into her bedroom to make a simple bag out of a sheet in case she had to make an escape with some supplies. After taking some stuff and packing it, she had to decide. Escaping through the window or reaching for the phone at the other end of the trailer. This was not worth the risk. Her only goal now was to find Sienna, making sure she and her family were safe. After all, they were the only people she had left in this world. Their trailer was the next one up the street. But she'd be damned if she was to just walk over there in the middle of the street and risk attracting the demented people in front of her house towards Sienna's home.
Sienna? Anyone? It's me, Dye.
No one seemed home, which alerted Dye even more. Where the hell did they go? Did they flee from invaders, just like she did? Then she thought about the old abandoned house on the other side of the street. The one Sienna and her used to play in their teenage years. It was their designated meeting spot after all, so there was a chance she would be there, waiting for her one more time. Another one down the street, one of her neighbors this time.
Susan.
Dye started to fear the worst. Did the whole town fall to this strange affliction? And would she have to do the unthinkable to defend herself?
I'm sorry, Susan.
Her hand firmly gripping the bread knife, Dye prepared herself to use it. And use it she did. 6 times. 6 times she plunged the knife into Susan's body. And Susan, well, she just kept coming. Under the spell of adrenaline, Dye had to stomp her head in to make her stop. Her body was full of lesions and...
Bites?
Were they really bite marks? And human teeth, no less, from the look of it. Her fears now became more real than ever, and she only hoped she wouldn't find Sienna in such a state.
Not you.
Sienna's younger sister, Natalie.
Please go away. Not real.
What a nightmare. Another grunt coming from the bathroom, and this time Dye recognized it as being Jacob, Sienna's father. Was all that truly happening? Or just some sort of horrible and vivid dream you can't wake up from by pinching yourself.
Jacob! No!
Upstairs, a banging on a door. Dye felt like a monster at that moment, but she wished it would be Melissa, Sienna's mother, and not her lifelong love.
Sorry, Mel.
Relief. Weirdly, that's what she felt. Sienna was not here, which filled Dye's heart with a sliver of hope. But how could she find her back, and then have to explain to her that she had just killed their entire family? What kind of hellish day was she living? Well, the same day we all lived. Now the only thing she could do was bring the family together. After the dust settled and the adrenaline stopped pumping in her veins, an unfathomable dread pierced her heart at the scene she had created. Natalie, Jacob, and Melissa lying down in their blood in that old decrepit house she knew all too well. It was too much to accept, and too much to look at for even one more second. The only place left to look was her own home. After losing her family, Sienna probably tried to make her way back to Dye. So, there was a chance she was around her trailer. But first, she had to take care of the invaders. The worst had happened. Sienna, her love, her only care in the world, was before her. Or rather, her beautiful, broken, and empty body. With Sienna limping slowly towards her, Dye had to decide. Thought of going on without Sienna almost made her choose the comfort of a last kiss, of the embrace of death. What was the point anymore anyway? But Dye was not the type to let go easily, and leave Sienna without a final resting place worthy of the magnificent and divine person she was? That was unthinkable. So, Dye summoned up all the strength she had left in her, and did what she had to do.
No! No! I'm sorry I did this to you. Sienna.
The skyline was beautiful on fire. All twisted metal stretching upwards. Everything washed in a thin orange haze. I said, kiss me, you're beautiful. These are truly the last days. You grabbed my hand, and we fell into it, like a daydream or a fever.